our Democratic leaders have failed us. I'm absolutely fed up with the Democratic Party. There are three reasons why I proclaimed myself as a Democrat before I heard Ron Paul's message. Number one is the fact that I'm definitely socially liberal. I believe in I am pro-choice. Same-sex marriage doesn't bother me. I think the drug law, the drug war should be ended, and so on and so forth. The second reason why I considered myself a liberal for so long is because I was against the war, and at the time, I just thought it was if you're against the war, you're liberal. If you're for the war, you're conservative. There is no deviation from that. And the third reason, and probably the most important, is my civil liberties and my freedom of privacy. It has been the Republicans who have signed on to this whole ideology that it's okay to go against the Fourth Amendment of our Constitution, to be allowed to spy on us, read our emails, listen to our phone calls, go through our websites and the library books we check out without a warrant. And the Democrats are just as guilty for signing on the Patriot Act, but I can understand to a degree the fact that they were deceived. I mean, the bill was written up and they had to vote on it within less than 12 hours of it being signed up, and they changed it at the last minute, so what little they did read was not exactly what they signed into law. But that's no excuse for the bull crap that they're doing right now, taking a centrist position. This is how the Republican Party gets shit done. They take extreme positions, and then the Democratic Party, they don't counter it with their own extreme position, the correct position. No, they've tried to find a centrist position to be able to make everybody agree. Well, that's just fine and dandy for the people who don't care about the Constitution, but I care about the Constitution. In case you didn't know, Democrats are trying to fill a bill out right now to essentially take a slightly different position on the Patriot Act, but it is really no different than the Patriot Act. It absolutely just astounds me. And I guess it's because of the fact that, despite common belief, Democrats aren't as liberal as conservative radio talk show hosts try to convince you of. There are liberals in the Democratic Party, but ever since Bill Clinton, they're not as common. They do take more of a centrist approach, and yeah, they agree with some socialistic ideas, but for the most part, they are not the definition of a true blue liberal. I need to do some research because all I've heard as far as what's going on, but I don't know who signed on to this. But I'm telling you right now, anybody who watches this video seriously needs to call. If they need to do the research and find out if their senator and congressman is in support of this bill, and especially if they're a Democrat. Because if they are, you need to call them up and tell them that they're making a big mistake. We have a Fourth Amendment. It addresses all issues about spying on into people's lives. It's called Get a Warrant from the Courts. I'm proud to support Ron Paul because I know he will never interfere with my civil liberties. And I'm just absolutely dumbfounded at the Democratic Party and their failure to meet up to my expectations. I voted them in. I helped vote them in 2006 for a reason, and that was my number one reason because I hate the fact that the Bush administration is the complete opposite of what the Republican Party stands for about promoting civil liberties and smaller government. Now all the definitions are out the door. Nobody is what they say they are. There is no true definition for conservative and liberal anymore. I don't care what they try to convince you. The only subject they ever talk about, just you watch on today's debate, and it's going to start in 7 minutes. I'm going to watch it right now, though by the time you watch this video, it'll probably be after. But they're only going to talk about taxes and the war, and that's about it. Because of the fact that they're not brave enough to talk about cutting spending and taking away government power and bringing it back to the people. At least the Democrats admit it. They talk about increasing the size of government. Republicans lie to your face. And it really upsets me. If you're a Democrat, I swear to God, you need to make the right decision and vote for Ron Paul, or at least Dennis Kucinich and Mike Gravel, because this is absolute bullshit. That we're going to have permanent laws of the government spying on us whenever they please. And you know what? It's going to be because of the Democrats. We are going to have the rest of our life to say, yeah, the Bush administration started it with the Patriot Act, but guess what? It was the Democrats who made it permanent. Well, you know what? That's just vote for Ron Paul.